Hello, my dear English learners. Welcome to my channel. Have you ever noticed that some people become successful and then suddenly start losing friends, opportunities, and respect without understanding why? The reason may surprise you. Success loves confidence, but it hates arrogance. In today's video, I will show you 7 powerful lessons that can help you stay humble while growing stronger, richer, smarter, and more successful. And here's a question for you. Have you ever met someone whose success changed them for the worse? Comment yes or no below. Lesson 1. The dangerous trap that comes after success. Success is something almost everyone wants. People work hard for it. They spend years chasing their dreams because they believe success will make life better. Maybe you think the same way. Maybe you believe that once you achieve your goals, all your problems will disappear. You will finally feel happy, confident, and respected. There is nothing wrong with wanting success. In fact, having goals is a good thing. Goals give direction to life. They give you a reason to keep moving forward when things become difficult. But there is something important that many people never think about. Success can bring great rewards, but it can also bring a hidden danger. This danger does not come from other people. It comes from inside you. It comes from your ego. Have you ever noticed how some people change after becoming successful? Before success, they were humble and easy to talk to. They listened carefully when others spoke. They appreciated advice. They treated people with kindness and respect. Then something changed. As they became more successful, they slowly became different. They started acting as if they were more important than everyone else. They stopped listening. They became impatient. They expected special treatment. People who once enjoyed being around them started keeping their distance. The saddest part is that many of these people never realize what happened. They think they are still the same person. They do not see that success has quietly changed the way they think. This is why success can become a trap. Most people think failure is the biggest threat to their dreams. They believe that if they can avoid failure, everything will be fine. But many successful people discover that success creates challenges of its own. When people start praising you, it feels good. When people admire your work, it feels good. When people tell you how talented, smart, or successful you are, it feels good. There is nothing wrong with enjoying appreciation. Everyone likes to be recognized for their efforts. The problem begins when praise starts controlling the way you see yourself. Little by little, you begin believing that you are always right. You begin thinking that your success makes you better than others. This is where arrogance starts growing. The dangerous thing about arrogance is that it rarely appears overnight. It grows slowly. At first, it is almost impossible to notice. Maybe you stop listening to advice because you think you already know the answer. Maybe you ignore feedback because you believe other people do not understand your situation. Maybe you become less patient with people who are still learning. These changes seem small in the beginning. They do not look dangerous. But over time, they become habits. Those habits slowly change your character. Before you know it, the same success that helped you grow starts holding you back. Many people confuse confidence with arrogance. They think the two are the same thing, but they are completely different. Confidence is healthy. Confidence helps you believe in yourself. It helps you take action even when you feel afraid. It helps you keep going when life becomes difficult. Arrogance is different. Arrogance makes you believe you have nothing left to learn. Confidence allows you to respect yourself while still respecting others. Arrogance makes you look down on people. Confidence helps you grow. Arrogance stops growth because it convinces you that you already know enough. Think about the most successful people you admire. Chances are, the people who have maintained success for many years share one important quality. They never stop learning. No matter how much they achieve, they stay curious. They ask questions. They seek advice. They remain open to new ideas. They understand that success is not a final destination. It is a journey. The moment you believe you know everything is the moment you stop improving. Life changes, the world changes. New challenges appear. If you stop learning, you eventually fall behind. Another reason humility is so important is because success is never achieved completely alone. Sometimes people become successful and start believing they did everything by themselves. They forget about the people who helped them along the way. They forget the teachers who taught them valuable lessons. They forget the family members who supported them during difficult times. They forget the friends who encouraged them when they wanted to quit. They forget the opportunities they were given. Humility reminds you that no journey is completed alone. It helps you stay grateful for every person who played a role in your growth. Gratitude is one of the strongest weapons against arrogance. When you take time to remember how far you have come, you also remember how much help you received. Gratitude keeps your feet on the ground even when success is lifting you higher. It reminds you that achievements should make you thankful, not prideful. The more grateful you become, the harder it is for arrogance to take control of your mind. There is another important truth that many people learn too late. People may admire your success, but they respect your character. Success can attract attention. Money can attract attention. Fame can attract attention, but respect is earned through the way you treat people. If success makes you arrogant, people may still admire your achievements, but they will not truly respect you. On the other hand, if success makes you more humble, more kind, and more understanding, people will respect you even more than before. The strongest people are often the most humble. They do not need to prove they are important because they already know their value. They do not need to make others feel small in order to feel big. They do not spend their time showing off. Instead, they focus on learning, improving, and helping others. That is real strength. Real strength is having success without letting success control you. As you continue your journey toward bigger goals and greater achievements, remember this simple lesson. Success is a wonderful thing, but only if you handle it wisely. Never allow success to convince you that you are better than other people. Never allow praise to replace learning. Never allow your ego to become bigger than your character. Stay humble, stay grateful, and stay willing to learn. These qualities will protect you when success arrives, and this leads us to the next lesson. If arrogance grows slowly and quietly, how can you recognize it before it becomes a serious problem? One of the biggest warning signs appears when a person stops learning. In the next lesson, we will explore why the moment you think you know everything is often the moment your growth begins to stop. Lesson 2, the first warning sign, when you stop learning. One of the biggest mistakes a person can make is believing they have learned enough. At first, this may not sound dangerous. In fact, many people think it is a sign of confidence. They think that if they know a lot, they no longer need advice, guidance, or new ideas. But this way of thinking has destroyed the growth of many talented people. The moment you stop learning is often the moment you stop growing. You may not notice it right away. Your life may still look successful from the outside. People may still praise you. They may still admire your achievements. But inside, something important begins to change. Your mind slowly closes. Your curiosity becomes weaker. Your willingness to improve starts disappearing. This is one of the earliest signs that arrogance is entering your life. Think back to when you first started learning something new. Maybe it was a language, a skill, a sport, or a job. At the beginning, you knew very little. Because of that, you asked questions. You listened carefully. You paid attention to every lesson because you wanted to improve. You understood that there was a lot to learn. This attitude helped you grow. Every day brought new discoveries. Every mistake became a lesson. Every challenge helped you become stronger. The reason you improved so quickly was not because you knew everything. It was because you were willing to learn anything. Now think about what happens when some people become successful. They start hearing compliments every day. People tell them how smart they are. People tell them how talented they are. Slowly, they begin believing that they already have all the answers. Instead of asking questions, they start giving all the answers. Instead of listening, they spend most of their time talking. Instead of learning from others, they expect others to learn from them. This change may feel small at first, but it creates a huge problem. The moment a person thinks they know everything, they stop discovering new things. Life has a funny way of teaching lessons. The people who think they know everything are often the people who learn the least. Meanwhile, the people who remain curious continue growing year after year. They understand that knowledge has no finish line. No matter how much you know today, there is always something new to learn tomorrow. The world keeps changing. New ideas appear, new challenges arise. New opportunities are created. If you stop learning, you stop adapting. And if you stop adapting, you slowly fall behind. Many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they stop learning after achieving some success. They become comfortable. They believe their past achievements will carry them forever. They stop reading. They stop listening to advice. They stop looking for ways to improve. At first, nothing seems wrong. Their previous success continues helping them for a while. But over time, the gap between them and the people who keep learning becomes larger and larger. One day they look around and wonder why others are moving ahead while they are standing still. The truth is simple. Growth requires humility. You cannot learn if you think you already know everything. Humility allows you to admit that there is always room for improvement. Humility allows you to say, "I still have more to learn." Those words may sound simple, but they are incredibly powerful. They keep your mind open. They keep your attitude healthy. They protect you from the trap of arrogance. Look at the most successful people in any field. The best athletes continue training even after winning championships. The best business leaders continue studying new ideas even after building successful companies. The best teachers continue learning even after years of experience. Why? Because they understand a secret that many people forget. Success is not created by what you already know. Success is created by your willingness to keep learning. Imagine two people starting the same journey. The first person learns a few skills and then decides they know enough. The second person learns the same skills but continues studying, asking questions, and improving every day. After 1 year, the difference between them may seem small. After 5 years, the difference becomes huge. After 10 years, they may be living completely different lives. The first person stopped growing because they became comfortable. The second person continued growing because they stayed humble. Sometimes the greatest lessons come from unexpected places. A child can teach you patience. A beginner can teach you a fresh perspective. A mistake can teach you wisdom. A failure can teach you resilience. If you walk through life believing you have nothing left to learn, you miss these valuable lessons. But if you remain open-minded, every day becomes an opportunity to grow. Another danger of thinking you know everything is that you stop accepting feedback. Nobody enjoys criticism. Hearing about your mistakes can be uncomfortable, but feedback is often one of the fastest ways to improve. Humble people understand this. They listen carefully, even when the truth is difficult to hear. They ask themselves whether there is something valuable they can learn. Arrogant people do the opposite. They become defensive. They reject advice immediately. They protect their ego instead of improving their skills. The problem with protecting your ego is that your ego does not help you grow. Learning helps you grow. Improvement helps you grow. Honest feedback helps you grow. Every successful person has weaknesses. Every successful person makes mistakes. The difference is that humble people are willing to learn from those mistakes while arrogant people often repeat them. You do not have to become a genius to stay successful. You do not have to know everything. In fact, nobody knows everything. What matters is your attitude toward learning. Are you still curious? Are you still willing to listen? Are you still open to new ideas? These questions are important because your future growth depends on your answers. The beautiful thing about humility is that it keeps you moving forward. It reminds you that every achievement is a stepping stone, not a final destination. It encourages you to keep improving even when others are praising you. It helps you stay hungry for knowledge instead of becoming satisfied with what you already know. As you continue your journey, remember this lesson. The moment you think you know everything is often the moment your growth begins to slow down. Stay curious, stay teachable. Stay willing to learn from everyone you meet. These habits will keep you improving long after others have stopped growing. But learning is only one part of the story. Even people who continue learning can lose something very important if they are not careful. In the next lesson, we will discover why respect is far more valuable than admiration and why successful people who understand this truth build stronger relationships, greater influence, and a more meaningful life. Lesson 3. Why respect is more valuable than admiration. Many people spend their whole lives chasing admiration. They want people to notice them. They want people to praise them. They want others to look at their success and say, "Wow, that person is amazing." There is nothing wrong with wanting appreciation. Everyone likes to feel valued. Everyone enjoys hearing kind words about their hard work. But there is something much more important than admiration. It is respect. Admiration can make you feel good for a moment. Respect can stay with you for a lifetime. Think about the people you truly admire in your own life. Maybe it is a teacher, a parent, a leader, a friend, or someone successful that you look up to. Now ask yourself an important question. Do you admire them only because of what they achieved, or do you respect them because of who they are? Most of the time, the answer is clear. People may notice achievements, but they remember character. They remember kindness. They remember honesty. They remember how someone treated others when they had power, success, and influence. Imagine two successful people. Both have money. Both have achievements. Both have reached goals that many people dream about. The first person is arrogant. They think they are better than everyone else. They interrupt people when they speak. They act as if their time is more important than anyone else's. They only care about themselves. The second person is humble. They listen carefully. They show respect to everyone. They treat people with kindness, whether they are talking to a CEO or a beginner. Now ask yourself which person you would rather spend time with. Which person would you trust? Which person would you want as a leader? The answer is obvious. Most people choose the humble person because respect creates connection, while arrogance creates distance. This is something many successful people learn too late. Achievements can attract attention, but character earns trust. People may admire your success, but they decide whether to respect you based on your behavior. If success makes you arrogant, people may continue smiling in front of you, but deep inside they begin losing respect for you. They may praise your achievements, but they stop feeling connected to you. Over time, this damages relationships. It damages trust. It damages opportunities. The truth is that people enjoy being around those who make them feel valued. Think about your own life. Do you enjoy spending time with people who constantly talk about themselves? Do you enjoy conversations where someone acts like they know everything? Probably not. Most people prefer being around those who listen, understand, and show genuine interest in others. Humility makes people feel comfortable. Arrogance makes people feel small. One reason respect is so powerful is because life is built on relationships. No matter how talented you are, you cannot achieve everything alone. Opportunities often come through people. Support comes through people. Encouragement comes through people. Advice comes through people. Strong relationships can open doors that talent alone cannot open. When people respect you, they want to help you succeed. They want to work with you. They want to support your growth. But when arrogance pushes people away, those opportunities begin disappearing. Many people believe leadership is about being the smartest person in the room. Real leadership is very different. Great leaders know how to make others feel important. They know how to listen. They know how to encourage people. They understand that leadership is not about proving your value every day. It is about helping others discover their value. That is why some leaders inspire loyalty while others create resentment. The difference is often humility. Have you ever noticed that truly confident people rarely need to show off? They do not spend all their time trying to impress others. They do not constantly remind people of their achievements. They do not need approval from everyone around them. They are secure in who they are. Arrogant people often do the opposite. They feel a constant need to prove themselves. They want recognition all the time. They want everyone to notice them. Ironically, the more they try to gain admiration, the more respect they lose. Respect also creates something that admiration cannot create. It creates influence. People listen to those they respect. They trust their words. They value their advice. This kind of influence is far more powerful than temporary attention. Anyone can gain attention for a short time. Building genuine respect takes years of consistent behavior. It requires honesty, humility, and integrity. There is another reason respect matters so much. Success does not last forever. Money can disappear. Positions can change. Fame can fade. Achievements that seem huge today may be forgotten tomorrow. But the way you treat people leaves a lasting impression. Long after your accomplishments are forgotten, people will remember your character. They will remember whether you were kind or arrogant. They will remember whether success made you a better person or a worse one. This is why humility is such an important part of lasting success. Humility reminds you that every person deserves respect. It reminds you that no achievement makes you more valuable than another human being. It helps you stay connected to people instead of becoming separated from them. It keeps your heart grounded even when your life is moving upward. The strongest relationships are built on mutual respect. Families grow stronger because of respect. Friendships become deeper because of respect. Teams become more successful because of respect. Communities become healthier because of respect. Wherever respect exists, people thrive. Wherever arrogance dominates, relationships begin breaking apart. As you continue chasing your goals, remember this lesson. Do not focus only on becoming successful. Focus on becoming the kind of person others respect. Achievements may impress people for a moment, but character leaves a lasting impact. Let your success be matched by humility. Let your confidence be balanced with kindness. Let your achievements make you grateful, not prideful. And here is something interesting to think about. If respect is so valuable, why do so many successful people become arrogant after reaching their goals? What causes this change? What happens inside the mind that turns confidence into pride? In the next lesson, we will explore one of the biggest lies the ego tells us and how that lie quietly pushes people toward arrogance without them even realizing it. Lesson 4. The ego's favorite lie. One of the biggest reasons people become arrogant after success is because they start believing a lie. It is a lie that sounds harmless at first. In fact, many people do not even realize they are believing it. The lie is simple. It says, "I did it all by myself." The moment a person starts believing this, their ego begins growing stronger. They start forgetting the people who helped them. They start forgetting the opportunities they received. They start forgetting the support, advice, and encouragement that played a role in their journey. Little by little, gratitude disappears and arrogance takes its place. Think about your own life for a moment. No matter how hard you work, there are people who have helped you along the way. Maybe it was a parent who supported you when things were difficult. Maybe it was a teacher who believed in you. Maybe it was a friend who encouraged you when you wanted to quit. Maybe it was a stranger who gave you an opportunity. Maybe it was someone who shared knowledge that helped you improve. The truth is that none of us achieve success completely alone. Every journey includes people who make a difference, even if that difference seems small. The problem is that success can sometimes make people forget this truth. When life is difficult, people often remember every helping hand. They remember every person who stood beside them during hard times. But after success arrives, the ego begins rewriting the story. It starts saying things like, "I achieved this because I'm smarter than everyone else," or "Nobody helped me get here," or "I deserve all the credit." These thoughts feel good because they make the ego feel important, but they are rarely true. Imagine a tree standing tall in a field. Everyone notices the tree. Everyone admires its size and strength. But very few people think about the roots hidden beneath the ground. Those roots are what keep the tree standing. Without them, the tree would fall. Success works the same way. People see your achievements, but they often do not see the support system that helped you grow. They do not see the sacrifices, lessons, guidance, and opportunities that made your success possible. Humility allows you to remember your roots. It reminds you where you came from. It reminds you of the struggles you faced. It reminds you of the people who believed in you before anyone else did. This is important because when you remember your roots, it becomes much harder for arrogance to take control. Many successful people lose touch with their past. They become so focused on where they are now that they forget where they started. They forget the days when they were beginners. They forget the mistakes they made. They forget the times they needed help. As a result, they begin looking down on people who are still struggling. They forget that they were once in the same position. Have you ever met someone who became successful and suddenly acted as if they had never faced challenges? It can be frustrating to watch. They speak as if success was easy. They judge others for making mistakes. They act like every achievement came naturally to them. But the truth is that everyone has a story. Everyone has faced obstacles. Everyone has needed help at some point. Humble people never forget this. That is why gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude protects you from the ego's favorite lie. When you are grateful, you recognize the role other people have played in your life. You appreciate the opportunities you received. You appreciate the lessons you learned. You appreciate the support that helped you keep moving forward. Gratitude keeps your perspective healthy. Think about how different life feels when you focus on gratitude instead of pride. Pride says, "Look at everything I have done." Gratitude says, "Look at how much I have been blessed with." Pride focuses only on the self. Gratitude recognizes the bigger picture. Pride creates distance between people. Gratitude creates connection. Another benefit of gratitude is that it helps you stay happy. Many arrogant people are constantly chasing more. No matter how much they achieve, it never feels like enough. They always want a bigger victory, more recognition, or more attention. Their happiness depends on staying ahead of others. But humble people find joy in appreciating what they already have. They celebrate progress without becoming obsessed with superiority. This does not mean you should stop being ambitious. You should absolutely continue chasing your goals. You should continue working hard and striving for excellence. Humility does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less often. It means understanding that success is not only about what you gain, it is also about who you become along the way. One of the best habits you can develop is taking time to remember your journey. Remember the struggles that taught you important lessons. Remember the failures that made you stronger. Remember the people who supported you when success seemed far away. Remember the moments when you needed encouragement. These memories keep you grounded. They remind you that growth is a process and that nobody reaches the top alone. There is something beautiful about people who stay humble after becoming successful. They never act like they are above others. They continue treating people with respect. They continue showing gratitude. They continue recognizing the value of those around them. Because of this, people enjoy being around them. People trust them. People respect them. Their success becomes more meaningful because it is supported by strong character. The ego wants you to believe that everything is about you. Humility reminds you that life is bigger than that. The ego wants all the credit. Humility shares the credit. The ego wants recognition. Humility seeks growth. The ego creates arrogance. Humility creates wisdom. As you move forward in life, never forget the people, experiences, and opportunities that helped shape your journey. Stay grateful for every lesson. Stay thankful for every helping hand. The more gratitude you carry in your heart, the less room there will be for arrogance. But there is another powerful truth that many people do not realize. Humility does more than protect you from arrogance. It actually helps you become even more successful. In the next lesson, we will discover why humble people often continue growing while arrogant people become stuck, and why humility may be one of the greatest advantages a person can have in life. Lesson 5. Humble people keep growing while arrogant people stay stuck. Many people think humility and success do not belong together. They believe that if you want to get ahead in life, you must be loud, proud, and always trying to prove that you are better than everyone else. They think humble people get ignored while confident people win. But when you look closely at the most successful people in the world, you discover something surprising. Many of them are humble. They are confident, but they are also willing to learn. They are strong, but they are also open to feedback. They have achieved a lot, yet they never act like they have reached the end of their journey. The truth is that humility is not weakness. Humility is one of the greatest strengths a person can have. It allows you to keep growing when other people stop. It allows you to improve when others become comfortable. It allows you to see opportunities that arrogant people completely miss. This is why humble people often continue moving forward while arrogant people slowly become stuck. Think about two people who receive criticism. The first person is arrogant. The moment someone points out a mistake, they become defensive. They make excuses. They blame other people. They refuse to admit they were wrong. Their main goal is protecting their ego. Because of this, they learn nothing from the situation. They repeat the same mistakes again and again. Now think about the second person. This person is humble. They may not enjoy hearing criticism, but they listen carefully. They ask themselves whether there is something valuable they can learn. They focus on improving instead of defending themselves. As a result, they become stronger. Every mistake becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. Over time, the difference between these two people becomes enormous. One person keeps learning while the other remains trapped by their own pride. Life rewards growth. It rewards people who are willing to improve. It rewards those who can adapt when situations change. Humility makes adaptation possible because it keeps your mind open. It allows you to accept that there may be a better way of doing things. It allows you to accept that someone else might know something you do not know. Arrogance does the opposite. It closes the mind. It creates the belief that you already have all the answers. When that happens, growth slows down. You stop looking for better solutions. You stop asking important questions. You stop challenging yourself. From the outside, you may still appear successful, but inside, your development has stopped. One of the biggest reasons people fail after achieving success is because they become comfortable. They stop pushing themselves. They stop learning new skills. They stop improving their weaknesses. They assume their past success will guarantee future success. Unfortunately, life does not work that way. The world keeps changing, new challenges appear, new opportunities emerge. If you're not growing, you are falling behind. This is why humble people often achieve long-term success. They understand that every achievement is just another step in the journey. They celebrate their victories, but they do not allow those victories to make them lazy. They remain hungry to learn. They remain willing to improve. They continue asking, "How can I become better tomorrow than I am today?" That simple question can change your life. Imagine waking up every day with a mindset focused on improvement instead of superiority. Instead of trying to prove that you are better than others, you focus on becoming a better version of yourself. Instead of comparing yourself to everyone around you, you compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. This mindset creates steady growth. It creates progress. Most importantly, it creates lasting success. Another reason humility is so powerful is because it helps you recover from failure. Everyone fails. Every successful person has faced setbacks. Every successful person has made mistakes. The difference is how they respond to those mistakes. Arrogant people often see failure as a personal attack. They take it very hard because their identity is built on always being right. When they fail, they feel embarrassed. They feel threatened. Sometimes they even quit because they cannot handle the damage to their ego. Humble people see failure differently. They understand that mistakes are part of learning. They know that failure does not define them. It simply teaches them something valuable. Because of this, they recover faster. They learn faster. They become stronger after every setback. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again. If that child became discouraged after every fall, they would never learn to walk. But children keep trying. They do not see falling as proof that they are failures. They see it as part of the process. In many ways, successful adults think the same way. They understand that growth requires patience and persistence. Humility also makes you a better leader. People naturally trust leaders who are willing to listen. They respect leaders who admit mistakes. They admire leaders who give credit to others instead of taking all the credit for themselves. Humble leaders create strong teams because they make people feel valued. They understand that success is not about one person shining brighter than everyone else. It is about helping the entire group succeed. This is why humility creates influence. People enjoy working with humble individuals. They enjoy learning from them. They enjoy supporting them. Arrogance may attract attention for a short time, but humility builds trust for years. As you continue your journey, remember that your greatest competition is not other people. Your greatest competition is the person you were yesterday. Focus on improving yourself. Focus on learning. Focus on becoming wiser, kinder, and stronger. Every small improvement matters. Every lesson matters. Every step forward matters. The beautiful thing about humility is that it keeps you moving. It prevents you from becoming trapped by your own success. It reminds you that there is always another lesson to learn, another skill to develop, and another level to reach. But there is still one challenge that even humble people must face. What happens when success grows bigger and bigger? What happens when people constantly praise you? What happens when everyone around you tells you how amazing you are? Staying humble becomes much harder when the world keeps feeding your ego. In the next lesson, we will explore how to stay humble when everyone is applauding you and why this skill may be one of the most important secrets to long-term success. Lesson 6. How to stay humble when everyone praises you. It is easy to stay humble when life is difficult. It is easy to stay humble when you're struggling, making mistakes, and trying to find your way. During those moments, you know you still have a lot to learn. You know you need help. You know you are not perfect. But what happens when success arrives? What happens when people start praising you every day? What happens when your achievements grow and everyone around you keeps telling you how talented, smart, and successful you are? This is where the real test begins. Success changes more than your situation. It changes the way people treat you. Suddenly, more people pay attention to what you say, more people agree with your opinions, more people compliment your work. At first, this feels wonderful. After years of effort, it seems like a reward for all the hard work you have done, and in many ways it is. There is nothing wrong with enjoying success. There is nothing wrong with feeling proud of your accomplishments. The danger begins when praise starts controlling your thinking. Many successful people fall into this trap without realizing it. They hear positive comments so often that they begin believing they can do no wrong. They stop questioning themselves. They stop looking for areas where they can improve. They start assuming that every decision they make is the right one. Slowly, their confidence turns into arrogance. The scary part is that this transformation often happens so gradually that they never notice it. Imagine standing in a room where everyone agrees with you. Every idea you share is praised. Every opinion is accepted. Nobody challenges your thinking. At first, this sounds nice, but over time, it becomes dangerous. If nobody tells you the truth, you lose the opportunity to grow. If nobody points out your mistakes, you keep repeating them. If everyone simply praises you, your ego becomes stronger, while your wisdom becomes weaker. This is why some of the most successful people make a very important decision. They keep honest people in their lives. They stay connected to friends, mentors, and family members who are willing to tell them the truth. These people do not flatter them all the time. They do not agree with everything they say. Instead, they provide honest feedback. They help them stay grounded. Think about how valuable this is. Most people run away from criticism. Humble people understand that honest feedback is a gift. They know that the people who care enough to tell them the truth are often the people who help them grow the most. Sometimes the advice you need is not the advice you want to hear. Sometimes growth begins with an uncomfortable conversation. Another powerful way to stay humble is to remember your mistakes. Success has a strange effect on memory. It often makes people focus only on their victories. They remember the achievements, they remember the awards, they remember the praise. But they forget the failures that helped shape them. They forget the lessons they learned through struggle. Never forget your difficult days. Never forget the moments when you felt lost, confused, or uncertain. Never forget the times when you needed help from others. These memories keep you grounded. They remind you that growth is a process. They remind you that success did not happen overnight. Most importantly, they remind you that you are still human. Another habit that helps people stay humble is serving others. When you spend all your time thinking about yourself, your ego naturally grows. But when you focus on helping others, your perspective changes. You begin seeing the struggles people face. You begin understanding their challenges. You become more compassionate. You become more grateful. Many truly successful people spend time helping others because they understand something important. Success becomes more meaningful when it benefits more than just yourself. Helping someone learn a skill, encouraging a person who is struggling, or sharing knowledge that can improve another person's life creates a deeper sense of fulfillment than any amount of praise ever could. Listening is another powerful tool for staying humble. Most arrogant people love talking. They want everyone to hear their opinions. They want everyone to know how much they have accomplished. Humble people listen more. They understand that every person has something valuable to teach. They know that wisdom can come from unexpected places. The more you listen, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you still do not know. This realization keeps arrogance from taking control. It reminds you that no matter how successful you become, there is always another lesson waiting to be discovered. Self-reflection is also important. Take time to ask yourself honest questions. Are you still learning? Are you still grateful? Are you treating people with respect? Are you becoming a better person as your success grows? These questions help you stay aware of your own behavior. They help you catch small problems before they become big ones. One reason humility is difficult is because the ego never stops asking for attention. It always wants more recognition. It always wants more praise. It always wants to feel superior. Humility requires discipline because you must constantly choose growth over ego. You must choose gratitude over pride. You must choose learning over knowing. The good news is that every time you make these choices, humility becomes stronger. Just like a muscle grows through exercise, humility grows through practice. Every act of gratitude strengthens it. Every lesson learned strengthens it. Every moment of honest self-reflection strengthens it. The most respected people are not those who constantly remind others of their greatness. They are the people whose actions speak for them. They are the people who remain kind when they become successful. They are the people who continue learning even after achieving great things. They are the people who stay humble when they have every reason to become arrogant. As you move closer to your goals, remember that success is not only about what you achieve, it is also about who you become. Never allow praise to change your character. Never allow success to make you forget the values that helped you reach it. Stay grateful, stay teachable, stay grounded. And now we come to the final lesson. We have talked about arrogance, humility, gratitude, learning, growth, and respect. But there is one final truth that brings all these lessons together. In the next lesson, we will discover the secret reward that humble people experience and arrogant people often miss, no matter how successful they become. Lesson 7. The secret reward that arrogant people never experience. Many people think success is the final goal in life. They believe if they get money, fame, power, or status, then life will finally feel complete. But after reaching those goals, some people still feel empty inside. They wonder why happiness did not last. They wonder why relationships became weaker. They wonder why people slowly started distancing themselves. The answer is often simple. They gained success, but they lost humility along the way. Success by itself is not the real reward. The real reward is what success builds inside you. It is your peace of mind. It is your relationships. It is your character. It is the respect you earn from people who truly know you. Arrogant people often miss this reward because they focus only on showing how successful they are, instead of becoming someone worth respecting. Think about two people who reach the same level of success. Both have money, both have recognition, both have achieved their goals. The first person becomes arrogant. They start treating people differently. They stop listening. They expect special treatment. Slowly, people around them begin to feel uncomfortable. Even though people may still admire their success from a distance, they no longer feel close to them. Now think about the second person. This person stays humble. They continue treating people with kindness. They stay grateful. They remember their journey. They listen more than they speak. People naturally feel safe around them. They feel respected. They feel valued. Because of this, relationships grow stronger, not weaker, with success. This is the secret reward of humility. It creates a life where success does not isolate you, but connects you to others in a deeper way. Arrogant people often become surrounded by attention, but feel lonely inside. Humble people may not always be the loudest in the room, but they are surrounded by genuine relationships. Another hidden reward of humility is peace of mind. Arrogant people constantly feel pressure. They need to prove themselves again and again. They fear losing status. They fear being challenged. They fear not being seen as the best. Their ego never rests. It always demands more validation. This creates stress, even when life looks successful from the outside. Humble people experience something different. They do not need to prove they are better than others. They focus on doing their best, not being the best in comparison to everyone else. This mindset creates freedom. It reduces pressure. It brings calmness. They can enjoy success without being controlled by it. There is also another powerful reward that comes with humility. It is influence. Real influence is not about forcing people to listen to you. It is about earning their trust. People listen to humble individuals because they feel respected by them. When someone feels respected, they naturally become more open. They value your words more. They trust your guidance more. This kind of influence lasts much longer than attention or popularity. Arrogant people often confuse attention with influence. They think because people are watching them, they are respected. But attention can disappear quickly. Influence stays because it is built on trust. And trust is built on humility, consistency, and respect. Another important reward of humility is personal growth that never stops. Life is always changing. New challenges come. New skills are needed. New opportunities appear. Humble people adapt easily because they are always learning. They do not feel threatened by new information. They welcome it. This keeps them growing even after reaching high levels of success. Arrogant people, on the other hand, often stop growing at some point. They believe they already know enough. They stop learning. They stop improving. They stop listening. Because of this, they slowly become stuck while others continue moving forward. One of the most beautiful things about humility is that it makes success feel meaningful. When you are humble, success is not just about you. It becomes something you can share. You can inspire others. You can help others grow. You can lift people up. This creates a deeper sense of purpose in life. Success becomes more than achievement. It becomes impact. At the end of the day, people may forget your achievements, but they will never forget how you treated them. They will remember whether you were kind or arrogant. They will remember whether you listened or ignored them. They will remember whether you made them feel small or made them feel valued. This is why humility is so powerful. It shapes how people experience you. It shapes the kind of relationships you build. It shapes the kind of life you live. It even shapes how you feel about yourself. The final truth is simple. Arrogance may give temporary satisfaction, but it slowly takes away peace, respect, and connection. Humility may feel quiet, but it builds a life that is strong, stable, and deeply fulfilling. So as you move forward in your journey, never forget this lesson. Stay humble. Not because success demands it, but because life becomes better when you do. Let success improve your life, not change your character. Let it make you kinder, not colder. Let it make you wiser, not louder. And now this journey comes full circle. You started with a simple idea: stay humble. Success hates arrogance. And now you understand why. Because true success is not just about what you achieve, it is about who you become while achieving it. If this message helped you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And tell me in the comments, what is one lesson you are taking from this video? I read every comment, and your thoughts matter. Stay humble, keep growing, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.